All right, everyone. So if you want to start at the top of your mats, I'm going to try to yell so that we can all hear me. Should be good though. So finding our mountain pose here. Again, you can rock back and forth, whatever you need to do. Shake it out. Roll your shoulders back and down. Maybe ear to shoulder a couple of times. Wriggle everything out. And then just find your grounding center here for a minute or two. We can close our eyes or soften our gaze. And just starting to focus on your breath. Feeling your chest rising and falling. Maybe you can breathe even down into your belly. Perhaps you can feel your whole chest expanding here. Noticing the things that you can hear. Maybe you can hear the birds from there that are out here. And then noticing your feet in the mat here. Feeling how grounded and strong you are. Maybe on your next inhale, you rise a little bit higher towards the sky. And then in our next few breaths, if our eyes are closed, we can slowly bat them open. We can wiggle our fingers and our toes. Maybe once again, we dip our ear to each shoulder. We can look side to side. Beautiful. And then we're going to take a nice few cleansing breaths here, inhaling up to the sky and exhaling down through heart center. One more time. Inhaling up nice and slow. And exhaling down through heart center. Beautiful. Inhaling up to the sky. Exhaling into our cactus baby back bend here. Squeezing those shoulder blades together again. You can stay static. Maybe you want to move side to side. Really open everything up here. Inhaling up to the sky. And then as we exhale, twisting open to the right, keeping our hips as square as possible to the top of the mat. Circling this right arm around, reaching up, maybe even looking up at our fingertips. And then exhaling, opening to the left. Beautiful. Circling that left arm around, reaching up. And then as we exhale, hands down through heart center as we fold forward here. Finding our forward fold, really rooting onto our thighs. Holding here for a breath or two, letting our head be really heavy, bending our knees as much as we need to. Remembering that we might just be waking up here, so we might not have as much flexibility at this point, and that's okay. Maybe we rock side to side. Maybe we hold on to opposite elbows. Beautiful. We're going to release our hands to the mat. Inhale, find our halfway lift. Hands on shins or thighs. Exhale, fold, rooting down as we rise up to the sky. And exhaling, mountain pose. Beautiful. Inhaling. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Halfway lift. Exhale, fold, planting our hands, reaching our left foot to the back of the mat, finding our runner's lunge to start, fingertips on the mat. You can lower the left knee if you need to right now. If not, we're just gonna let our hips slowly open up here. And then we're gonna lower that left knee to the mat. You can untuck your toes, rising up into low lunge here. Beautiful. Exhale, folding forward, planting that left wrist underneath our left shoulder, opening to the right. Circling that right arm around, walking our hands back as we straighten this right leg. And then rounding in if that feels good, or maybe just folding forward with our back straight, whatever feels better and more like an opening stretch for you. Beautiful. On our next breath, we're gonna walk our hands forward, bend that right knee, and then bring the right knee to meet the left. Finding a tabletop pose here. Fingertips spread nice and wide, spine is nice and tall. And we're gonna exhale, lowering into that cow. And then rounding into cat. Beautiful, flowing through this just a couple times here, opening up our spine, our posterior chain. One more time through. And then making our way back to center. Again, we can walk our hands forward a couple inches if we need to. Fingertips really spread nice and wide. Suction cupping the tips of our fingers, tucking our toes, lifting our hips up and back, downward facing dog. You can pedal this out. Again, finding any movement you need to settle in here. Beautiful stillness just for a breath. Knees bent as much as they need to be. And then bending our knees, walking our feet to the top of the mat, finding that forward fold. Halfway lift. Exhale, fold, rooting down, rising up to the sky. Exhaling, mountain. Inhaling up. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Halfway lift. Exhale, fold, planting our hands, reaching the other foot to the back of the mat, finding that runner's lunge to start. Fingertips cupped, heart shining forward. And if that right knee is not already lowered, we're gonna lower that down, untuck the toes if that feels good, rising up. Exhale, folding forward, right wrist underneath right shoulder, opening to the left. Circling that left arm around, walk our hands back, straightening that left leg. Beautiful, walking our hands forward, and then bringing that left knee to meet the right in our tabletop pose. And we're gonna walk our hands forward and find a kneeling plank. So knees behind our hips, shoulders over wrists, really pressing strong through our hands. Shoulders pulling away from our shoulder blades here, belly button into spine. And then we're gonna do a few of our chaturanga push-ups. If that's not in your practice, I invite you just to hold the plank. So we're gonna exhale, lower halfway, elbows into ribs, pressing back up, finding a child's pose. Inhaling forward to our kneeling plank, lowering halfway, up and back. 3 more times through. Two more times. And last time through. Beautiful, and holding that child's pose just for a breath or two. Beautiful, we're gonna press up into tabletop. We're gonna tuck our toes and we're just gonna stretch out our wrists quickly. So we're gonna sit back on our heels if that's available, keeping those toes tucked. We're gonna reach the right hand out and we're gonna pull the palm both towards us. Right elbow is straight. Just where you feel the nice stretch here. And then as we exhale, pulling them back. Beautiful, switching to the other side, straightening that left elbow, left palm down. And then pulling those fingers towards the face. Beautiful, we can shake that out. You can figure 8 them out, whatever you need here. And then we're gonna set up for our plank challenge. So again, you can do kneeling plank, forearm plank, or high plank. So whichever feels better for you. I can never find my clock when I need to. All right, so finding whichever variation feels good for you. And we're gonna start in 3, 2, 1. Fingertips spread nice and wide. Wrists underneath our shoulders, really pulling the shoulder blades away from the spine. Belly button into spine. One long line of energy from the crown of our head to our tail, or maybe even our heels. Really squeezing the glutes to make sure that our glutes stay below our shoulders. Holding here for a few more breaths. Beautiful. We're at 30 seconds. If you need to drop to your knees at any time, you can. Five more seconds here. 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Hinging up. Finding our downward facing dog. Or maybe you want to find a child's pose. Beautiful. We're going to bend our knees, walk our feet to the top of the mat, finding our mountain pose. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, rooting down, rising up to the sky. And exhaling, mountain. Beautiful. We're going to grab our weights here. So starting in that pose, bending our knees gently, grabbing our weights, bringing them to heart center. And then setting up our feet, whatever variation of chair works best for you. Inhale, breathe, lengthen, exhale, lowering our hips into that imaginary chair, knees behind our toes. And then we're going to do our chair squat. So we're going to rise and lower for 7 more, really squeezing the glutes at the top. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, and then we're going to hold this down at the bottom. Hold it and pulse down for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it down and toe taps to either side, tapping the right toe and the left. Four more times on each side. And there we go. Finding our center here, still staying lowered if that's available. If you need to rise and come back down, that's okay too. We're gonna reach our hands beside our bodies, oh my God, and reach them out front as far as we can go so that our spine stays tall and there's no rounding in our back. And then as we exhale, reaching our arms behind us, squeezing the shoulder blades together. Rising up and squeezing back. 6 more here. Nice and slow, so we're not using momentum, but our muscles can do the weights. More. 2 more. Last one. And then we're going to hold this at the back, reaching our palms up to the sky and pulsing up for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Rising up, bringing our hands to heart center. We can shake that out. And then we can let our weights go to either sides of the mat if we'd like. Beautiful. Inhaling up to the sky. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Our hands stepping back into our downward facing dog. And we're going to go through a core flow. So if a full core flow isn't available to you, you can find tabletop as well. Inhaling our right leg to the sky. And then as we exhale, rounding in knee to chest, shoulders over wrists. Beautiful. Reaching back up, 3-legged dog. Exhale, rounding in. Beautiful. 2 more times. Really rounding in that knee to chest. Last time. Beautiful. Holding it here for a breath. And then reaching that right foot between our hands. We can grab for our weights if we'd like. Rising up into a crescent lunge. Maybe you want a little bit more close-legged crescent lunge here. To start, we can reach our arms up to the sky. Beautiful. Exhaling our hands to heart center. We're going to bring our hands beside our body, and we're going to do a lateral lift as well as a lunge at the same time. So if the weights are too heavy for you, you can drop them at any time. If the lunge is too much for you, you can just take that out and hold the static crescent lunge here. I can't breathe. We're going to inhale. And then as we exhale, we're going to lower that left knee towards the mat And we're going to rise up, bringing our arms in line with our shoulders. Elbows bent the entire time. Beautiful. For 7 more. Nice and slow here. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Beautiful. Bringing our hands to heart center. We're going to hinge forward and find a narrow row. So arms in front of us, palms facing each other. Knee is still over that ankle. And as we exhale, we're going to bring our elbows into ribs, weights up to the side body, and lower for 7 more. Squeezing our shoulder blades at the top. 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one, we're going to hold it up, squeeze our elbows together, and pulse those elbows up to the sky for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Hands to heart center, rising up. We're just going to lift that left foot over a little bit, finding our curtsy lunge here. So left foot behind the right, or maybe a little bit more to the right, hip square to the front of the mat. Then we're going to lower and lift, making sure that all the weight is in the front leg here. So we're going to exhale, lower that knee, and straighten. 7 more. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one, we're going to hold it down and pulse for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Rise up out of that. We can set the left foot to beat the right. We can shake that out. Beautiful. We're going to lower weights to the mat before we find the exercise here. And we're going to find that it's a cousin of a burpee. So no jumping. Feet hip distance are a little bit wider. I'm going to take some water. And then as we exhale, we're really going to hinge our bum back, planting our hands, stepping back, both feet to plank or kneeling plank, walking our feet in, lifting about halfway, reaching our arms forward. So we're still in a lunge. We're going to find 6 of them. So lowering down, planting our hands, walking back, walking forward, keeping that bum lowered, and just reaching forward. Beautiful. 5 more. Moving nice and slow at your pace. Three more. 2. Last one. Beautiful. And then we can rise all the way up. We can heel toe in to our mountain pose. Again, you can shake that out. Maybe you want a sip of water. I'm not really sure. Beautiful. Find the other side, inhaling up to the sky. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Halfway lift. Exhale, fold, planting our hands, stepping back to our downward facing dog. Beautiful. Inhaling our left leg to the sky this time. Exhale, rounding in knee to chest, shoulders over wrists. Beautiful. Reaching back up. And then rounding. 2 more times. And last time. Really rounding and hold it for a breath. And then press that left foot in between our hands. We can grab our weights if that's available. Rising up. Finding our crescent lunge here. And again, we can reach our arms up to the sky for our breath. Beautiful. Hands to heart center. We're going to find that lateral reaching again with our lunge on the side. Again, if lunge is not in your practice, just stay in static lunge here. Beautiful. We're going to exhale, lower that right knee to the mat, and then rise up, arms up to the side. Elbows still bent. Nice and slow. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Beautiful. Rising up, hands to heart center. Hinging forward, find a wider row this time. So palms to the back of the mat. And as we exhale, we bend our elbows, bringing our wrists almost in line with our elbows here, and pulling back out. Beautiful for 8. Squeezing shoulder blades at the top. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one, hold it at the top. Squeeze our shoulder blades together and pull it up for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Lowering your hands, bring it to heart center, bringing that right foot just behind the left foot or a little bit more to the left. Hips as square as we can at the top of the mat. All the weight in that left foot. And lift and lower for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one, hold that knee down and pulse. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Rise up out of that. Bring your right foot to meet our left. Again, we can shake that out. We can let our weights go here. And then we're going to find our yogi squat, because I know we all love it. So feet hips distance or a little wider apart. Beautiful. Hands can start at heart center here. Inhale to lift, create length. And then as we exhale, lowering our hips almost in line with our knees here. Make sure our knees are still behind our toes. And we're going to lift and lower our bum for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Hold here for 10, 9, 8. Maybe we even reach our arms out. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. We can hinge forward. Find a little bit wider forward fold here. Maybe we rock side to side. Is that a good laugh? Yeah. Beautiful. Inhale, halfway lift. Maybe we heel toe back in. And then we slowly rise up one vertebrae at a time until we make our way to standing. And you can shake that out. Maybe you need a sip of water. So finding our mountain pose again. Inhaling up to the sky. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Halfway lift. Exhale, fold. We're going to plant our hands. We're going to step back into our tabletop. And we're going to grab one weight if it's available. We don't need a weight at all. So you're going to have a bunch of different options for your side to side plank. So the first option would be finding a supported side plank. So hinging, moving that left foot off the mat, left toe is tucked, reaching the right leg out. We can reach this right weight to this, or right hand to the side with the weight. Bringing that back down, finding tabletop, and then the other side. You can also do this without weight. If you'd like to find a full side plank, we're going to find our plank. Reaching to the left, right arm extends with the weight or without. And again, flowing from side to side. So finding whichever variation you'd like. We're going to do 6 on each side. So finding your plank or the supported side plank here. And we're going to hinge to whatever side we'd like. If we'd like to reach the weight up to the sky, we can. Hips to the sky in both variations. And just flowing side to side here. You also find side or elbow variation or side variation as well. Beautiful. 3 more on each side. Last one on each side. Beautiful. And when you finish that, you can make your way back into tabletop and maybe find a child's pose or rest. Maybe a cat-cow feels really good. Maybe rolling at your hips or your shoulders. Beautiful. And then when you finish that, we're gonna come back to our tabletop. And we're gonna make our way into seated. We're gonna grab our weights. They're available if you want them. We're gonna lower all the way down to the mat, onto our backs here. Maybe you want to knees to chest for a breath or two. Beautiful. We're going to release our feet to the mat. We're going to find a bridge pose. So walking our feet into whatever is comfortable for you. If you'd like, you can bring your weights just above your hip creases here. You don't have to use weights though. You can just lift and lower, making sure our knees and hips stay in alignment the entire time. So we're going to inhale here. As we exhale, lift our hips up to the sky. They don't have to go very high. And then we're going to lower, try not to drop them all the way down, lifting back up, really using the glutes here. For 7 more. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then we're going to lift our hips up to the sky again. We're going to pulse up for 8, 7. Really squeeze our glutes here. 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. We can lower our hips to the mat for a breath. And we're going to find that chest fly here. So again, if it's available, you can lift your hips off the mat, reaching our wrists in line with our elbows to start, or our wrists in line with our shoulders, elbows bent, palms facing in. If we want to lift our glutes up, we can just a little bit here. And then as we exhale, opening up, almost letting our elbows drop to the mat, and we're pushing back in. Beautiful. 7. Really tracing the line of our chest here. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one here. Bringing our elbows beside the body, lowering our weights here. We can lower our glutes. And we're going to find the skull crusher today. So you can lift your hips off the sky or up off the mat if you'd like. We're going to start with our palms facing in, wrists underneath, over top of our shoulders. And as we exhale, we're just going to bend at the elbows, bring the weights almost like they're going to hit our head. Hopefully they don't. And then lift back up. For 7. Again, glutes can be off the mat or lowered. 6. 4, 3, 2, last one. Beautiful. Lowering our elbows to the side body. Again, we can lower our hips to the mat. Maybe we even let our weights go for a minute here. We can rock or side to side, maybe windshield walk it out. Beautiful. Coming back to center, we can grab one weight or maybe no weight. It's up to you. We're going to reach our legs up to the sky. Legs can be bent though. Beautiful. Toes can be flexed or straight, whatever you feel more comfortable for you. We're going to reach our weight up in line with our chest here. And again, you don't have to use a weight at all. And as we exhale, we're going to reach that weight up towards our feet as we really round in, lifting our shoulders and our head off the mat, and then lower. For 7 more, really reaching up, making sure that we're using our shoulders and not the weight to lift to the sky. 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Beautiful. We can bend our knees to our feet to the mat. Again, we can hold the weight if we'd like. We don't have to. And we're going to find a lat pullover. So again, the weight is in the middle. We can hold the opposite end of the dumbbell or whatever we have here. Weight is in line with our chest. And we're just going to reach this weight over our head. We don't have to touch the ground behind us, but just enough that we still feel the low back rooting down into the mat, and then back up over our chest. Beautiful. Reaching over, and then exhaling, pulling that back up. Really using our back muscles here. Beautiful. 4 more. 3, 2, last one. Beautiful. Lowering our elbows into the side body. We can let go of our weight, and we're going to find one more exercise, which is going to be our bicycles. So again, lots of different options. Hand behind our heads to start. We can keep our feet lowered the entire time, and we can just lift, reaching our right elbow to the left knee. If not, we can find tabletop legs, pulling that left knee in towards the elbow and flowing side to side. We can also have our legs stretched all the way out. So finding your variation that works. Beautiful. For 8 more on each side. Two more on each side. Last one. Beautiful. And we've finished that. We can lower that down. You can hug your knees into chest. Maybe we rock side to side. Beautiful. Lowering our feet to the mat, keeping our knees bent, in cactus or T, and we're going to windshield washer that out. Really nice and slow here. Side to side. Beautiful. Coming back to center, reaching our right or left arm over our head, rolling over onto our side body, pressing into our palm and making our way up into our tabletop. Spine is nice and tall. Beautiful. We're going to inhale, and we can find a few cat and cows again, moving nice and slow. One more time through. And then when we finish that, walking our hands just a couple inches forward, fingertips spread nice and wide, tucking our toes, lifting our hips up and back, downward facing dog. Beautiful. Inhaling our left leg to the sky. And then really rounding in as we bring that foot between our hands, high on the right foot, rising up, crescent lunge. And heart center, pivoting that right foot, finding warrior 2. Left arm, little reach forward, exalt our warrior. Beautiful, making our way back to warrior 2. Cartwheeling our arms, framing the front foot, pivoting the left foot, right, downward facing dog. Beautiful, right leg high this time. And then really rounding in as we bring that foot in between our hands, rising up, crescent lunge. Hands to heart center, pivoting the left foot, warrior 2. Right palm reaches up to exalt our warrior. Beautiful, warrior 2. Cartwheeling our arms, framing the front foot, pivoting the left. Right foot meets left, downward facing dog. And then we're slowly going to walk our feet to the top of the mat, finding that forward fold. Really being heavy here for a breath or two. Torso really rooted on our thighs. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, rooting down, rising up to the sky. Exhaling. Beautiful. Inhaling to the sky. Exhale, finding that cactus back bend here, squeezing our shoulder blades together, heart shining forward. Exhale, twisting open to the right. Circling this right arm around, reaching out. Opening to the left. Left arm around, reaching down through heart center. Beautiful. Taking 2 more breaths. Inhaling up nice and slow. And exhaling down through heart center. 1 more time. Inhaling up. Exhaling down through heart center in gratitude. Thank you so much for joining me again this week. Hope you get to enjoy this beautiful day. Love and the light in me. Truly see an honor to love and the light in each of you. Namaste.
Thank you so much, Laura.
Well, thanks, ladies. Have a good day.
You too.
Thanks. Have a great day.
Bye.
Thanks. Have a great day.
Bye.